The weather is dry as we clip our shoes back into the pedals on the second day of our adventure. The trail dives deeper into the forest and Wim fears it will soon become impassable again. He wants to go right at a fork while I insist on sticking to the original route. Behind the typically Swedish red cottage, the path does turn into an overgrown single track. We are forced to retrace our steps. Wim was right, but of course, I don't admit it out loud. The alternative appears to be a paved road on the map, but in reality it's a gravel path, and I'm very pleased with that. We do follow a few paved roads, but they are so deserted that I hardly notice it. In a small village, Wim can't resist buying a muffin. On a bench in the village square, he savors it while I enjoy the sight of two cute ducks sunbathing by the fountain. One of the ducks stands up and waddles towards Wim, hoping to snag a crumb of his delicious muffin. Beyond the village, we follow a paved bike path for quite a while, which must have once been a railway line. A group of teenagers is filming a dance routine for their TikTok account in the middle of the path. Apparently, Swedish youth are into these things too. The girls cheer us on as we pass by. We stop for our lunch break at a bench alongside the old railway cycle path. A local woman stops and suggests we go lunch a bit further up near the lake. We go have a look, but with the last day of good weather forecasted here in Sweden, it's a bit too busy for our liking, so we choose another spot. We are approaching Christianstad. As we cycle closer, we spot a unique sight, a wooden bike and pedestrian bridge spanning a picturesque river. We hop on our bikes and pedal across the bridge, taking in the breathtaking views of the city in front of us. With our backpacks filled with enough wine from the Systembolaget in Christianstad, we set off again. In Sweden, you can't buy wine or beer above 3.5% alcohol in regular grocery stores. You need to turn to specially designated liquor stores, or the so-called Systembolagets, to get your beer, wine or spirits. The smooth hum of pavement beneath our wheels fades into a soft crunch as we venture onto gravel once more. Civilization recedes, replaced by the verdant embrace of nature. Underneath our wheels, we see vibrant red gravel. This unique red-colored gravel is more than just a visual delight. It's deeply rooted in Swedish history and culture. The distinctive red gravel owes its color to falu red, a pigment derived from centuries of copper mining in the region. This earthy hue became a beloved symbol of Swedish heritage, adorning countless homes and structures across the country. So here is a reason why most of the houses in Sweden carry their typical charming red color. Our bike stands along a narrow ribbon of trail, weaving through a verdant cathedral of trees. Despite our loaded bikes, we feel a sense of liberation as we navigate a nice winding single track. We cycle along the shores of Lake Imelm. With a surface area of over 22 square kilometers, is the third largest lake in Skåne, a province renowned for its natural beauty. Dotted across the lake's expanse lie over 100 islands, each with its own unique character and charm. Some islands are densely forested, offering a sanctuary for wildlife, while others boast open meadows and rocky shores. We turn onto a single track again. We bounce along the narrow path, frequently having to lift our armored vehicles over fallen trees, which means removing our bags to get over the obstacles. A few meters past an idyllic beach where a small boat is moored, we find a semi-open hut where we decide to spend the night. There is a faucet for water with a clear sign that it's not drinkable, so we diligently boil the water to avoid upsetting our stomachs later. Around 6:30, we get an unexpected visit from 3 hikers. The mother gives us a stern look when she sees us. She's clearly not pleased with our presence and had hoped to use the hut for her group alone. Normally, hikers have priority over cyclists when it comes to hut accommodations, but this hut can accommodate 6, so we can share. She says nothing about it and firmly states, "We are spending the night here." We respond, "Okay." They retreat for a moment and I notice her adult children trying to convince her of an alternative. 15 minutes later, they reappear, packed up, and the mother says, "Bye." It feels like a strange confrontation. Apart from "we are spending the night here" and "bye," no other words were exchanged. Later, we saw they had set up their tent 100 meters away on the beach. If they had engaged in a dialogue with us, we might have suggested pitching our tent there instead. Nevertheless, we are of course happy to have the hut to ourselves. We make a small campfire in the designated spot and reflect on the odd encounter until we can no longer resist the call of our sleeping bags.